You have never heard what I'm about to share here. Uncomfortable but harsh truth that most conscious beings have experienced with their family. I can say for a fact that you are the scapegoat of the family. Everything gets blamed on you. It's always your fault. You're the one who is the problem. Can you relate? So if you have felt rejected by your family, then keep watching because, like I said, certain things you may not have heard before, but I want to cover this and it's uncomfortable to talk about this because this idea of family is that they are loving, they are nurturing, they are everything, right? Everybody loves their family. But there are some people who don't have that and they have dysfunctional family. And we have to address the dysfunction or people who don't have or didn't have happy family that loved them unconditionally. We have to acknowledge that this also happens. I want to cover the psychological aspect of this first because it plays a huge role in this. So, as a child, you may have been neglected or even abandoned. And the only way for you to deal with these challenging emotions were to be super nice and work hard to gain love from your parents and your siblings. No child should go through these feelings and emotions, but unfortunately, some children do. So, as a child, you had to figure out a way to feel loved, as it was not easily available. And you worked hard to be understanding, to not upset your mommy or daddy because you want to be a good girl and you want to be a good boy, to please your parents so that you feel accepted and loved. So, children who go through these emotions and try to cope with these difficult emotions, they tend to imagine loving family. They tend to stay in their head to visualize and imagine this feeling that they are safe because being abandoned is not safe. So, how to cope with that is to pretend that it does not exist. So, you try to make sure that you are perfect in your behavior so that you do not get punished by being neglected. And that may have made you hypersensitive or hyper alert, making sure that you do not do anything wrong. And that's a lot of pressure as a child to have. And that's a lot of responsibility as a child to have to make sure you don't make mistakes. Before I go any further, I wanted to mention that if you are looking for financial abundance and heal your money blocks and fear around money, then I am doing an abundance overflow meditation and healing today at 6 o'clock UK time. So if you are looking to release these money blocks to be in the state of abundance, then do join me. It is happening in few hours and I will leave the link below for you to buy your tickets. There could also be truth to the fact that one of your parents may have been narcissistic or emotionally unavailable, and the other parent was the enabler of that behavior. They may have allowed that toxic behavior and put up with it. So you have been between this toxic dance between your parents, navigating through their relationship whilst managing their emotion as well as your own. And that's a lot to deal with. That no child should be dealing with this. So you were navigating all of this, trying to gain love, trying to be perfect child, trying to manage and cope with your feeling. And even though you tried to be so good as a child, you are the one being rejected. Isn't that crazy? Why did that happen? It happened because your parents, even though biologically they are a lot older than you, spiritually they may have been still children. And because you have navigated through so many difficult emotions as a child, you have navigated through how to cope, being neglected, being abandoned, feeling unloved, which has led you towards the light. You seek guidance from God, the creator of all that is. And eventually, you had your spiritual awakening and awareness and became this highly conscious individual. Whilst your parents, your siblings may still be children spiritually, they have no awareness, they are not conscious. And because of all these challenges, you have built this wisdom, these insights, awareness, and being so connected with light. And that just made you in a different energy. You kind of raised your frequency and vibration to a different space, which your family may not be familiar with. They might not even know what that looks, feels like, because they haven't experienced it. People who are conscious, they are the one who are aware of this feeling. This awareness, this light comes through because you are aware. People who have never experienced it, for them, it would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no clue why you're saying this. It makes no sense. You are crazy. That's how they would think. So, if they have never experienced it, they're not going to understand it. And because of all of this, you became highly empathic and compassionate. Because you've learned as a child that it's so hard to get love. So you tried to embody this love, this compassion, and that made you highly, highly empathic individual. And here you are, still not feeling the love from your family, feeling rejected by them. I want you to understand that spiritually, you have surpassed your family. And you are, even though part of the family, but your awareness and consciousness has gone beyond. They will not understand. So we have to just accept the fact that they will not understand because they haven't navigated these difficult emotions in a way that you have. They don't have the deeper understanding of these feelings that you have because of your past and because of your childhood and how you perceived and seen and experienced things that they don't get. So we have to understand you are the wise one. You have become this wise sage, this aware being who is highly conscious. And the fact that you are the light and they are unconscious, so they are in darkness, there's this massive conflict between the light and the dark. So is that your fault that you became highly aware being? Absolutely not. It is not your fault. And do not blame yourself for becoming so conscious and feeling guilty that you are becoming highly conscious. That means you are becoming disconnected from people. That's not the purpose of your light. The purpose is to be in this energy and shine so much and heal yourself so much that you can release these patterns completely and fully. So feeling this rejection from your family, what can you do? The simple and the most difficult answer is nothing. But to elaborate that even further, if you feel rejected, then it is really hard, especially with family, to not take it personally because you have lived with them all your life and that comes with certain triggers of how you dealt as a child. So a lot of triggers happens around the family because of the past experiences. So I'm not saying it's easy to not take personally, and it's very normal to get triggered around family, even though you are highly spiritual and you are conscious and you are the light worker. It is very easy to get triggered around the family members, feeling that hurt, that pain. It becomes alive. So it is extremely painful. I get it completely. I empathize with it. And the way to kind of process this is to realize that they are helping you grow even more spiritually. Because every time they trigger you, that is your opportunity to heal that trigger, heal that pattern, heal that feeling. And as you keep healing, you are building, you are rebuilding yourself. You are becoming wiser and wiser, and the healed and aligned version of yourself. There will be a point where it will not hurt you because you have healed yourself enough to not get bothered by what and how your family behaves. So you would actually just brush it off if something happens. You will not take it so deeply because your patterns have been healed and you have detached yourself from those emotions and feelings. It no longer affects you. And that's the ultimate goal, to be not affected by other people, whether they are family or friends or anybody else. Eventually, that's the goal. Eventually, we want to reach to a place where we are so healed that what other do does not bother us. We can be in this Zen state, in this happy, joyful, peaceful state, and we do not get affected by what is happening externally. So I hope this video has gave you some clarity, and do let me know what resonated with you. I would love to see you in this Abundance Overflow event this evening. So do check out the tickets below and like this video if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel. And this is the next video you should watch. And finally, may the light in me reaches the light in you.